What's up, everybody? Go Burns doing another vlog over here on my Go Burns V&R channel. The V&R stands for vlogs and reviews because I'm also doing TV movie show reviews occasionally. So just, something else I added to my second channel. In case you were wondering, you saw this on the Twitter, on the Facebook, or Discord, and you're like, Go Burns, this is appearing, but it's not over here on the gaming channel. Well, it's not over on the gaming channel. It's on the little sister channel of the main channel. So FYI, and you can find the link for that in the featured channel section, as well as down in the description section of this video if you'd like to check out more of my vlogs and reviews regarding some TV shows and movies that I have reviewed. It's a work in progress. I'll keep adding more. And if you have a vlog suggestion that I've yet to do, so check the vlogs first, because I've done a few already over the past year or so. Be sure to send your vlog suggestion to me via the comment section, Facebook, Twitter, Discord. We do have a Discord now. But if it's like one of those types of vlog suggestions that is very personal, something you would like to keep anonymous, I get it. I've had those before. You can send those to me anonymously. You can DM me via Twitter, or you can message me over at the Facebook group. Just let me know what it's about. And just also be sure and tell me that you want this to be anonymous. Because, some people don't want it to know that it was them that was making the vlog suggestion. So I totally get that. Alright, so today we are vlogging about first world problems. And I do apologize for there not being a vlog in the past, 3 or 4 weeks? Because, I've been doing a lot more reviews lately. And that's been fun. But at the same time, I still want to continue to also post a vlog on the channel as well, occasionally, every week or two. So, anyways, what is first world problems? This is probably something a lot of you have heard before. That's when you're complaining about something and it really, hey, you hit me. How dare you? Okay, so anyways, for example, let's just say you want to go get a cup of coffee, right? At a local coffee shop. And you see a line, and you start complaining about that. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe there's a line at the coffee shop. Yeah, that's a first world problem. Yeah, so there's definitely a few of those out there. And overall, I'm not here to throw shade on first world countries because obviously I live in a first world country. And yes, there are people that live in this country that are having real problems. Struggling to, put food on the table, pay the bills, keep a roof over their head, keep their kids clothed. And, there's people that deal with a lot of worse stuff going on, like drug addiction or alcoholism, as well as the homeless population in a first world country. That exists as well, especially in my country. So, yeah, there are people that live in first world countries that are going through real issues, real problems, injustices, levels of intolerance and hate. It is real. So, I'm not talking about those kind of problems. Those problems are the same for everybody throughout the world, no matter where you live, when it comes to poverty or hunger or trying to find a job or acceptance. But what we're talking about today is how a lot of us, not everybody, but a lot of us who kind of sort of complain about things that at the end of the day don't really matter. I mean, case in point, some of my rant videos over on the other channel, my gaming channel. Yeah, sometimes, I make a good point, and sometimes I sit back and I'm like, at the end of the day, what I'm ranting about is not as important as what's going on in real life. The fact that we do have, countries that are in debt. We do have unemployment levels. We do have, a lot of oppression going on throughout the world, and warmongering, saber rattling, a lot of strife, a lot of people in harm's way. And unfortunately, you have people that are being killed every day and various attacks throughout the world are by oppressive regimes. And so I think it's nice to sometimes put things into perspective, to kind of take a step back and be grateful for what it is we do have, because it is the holiday season. It's December. And doesn't matter if you celebrate something or not during the holiday season. The point is, I do like the idea of the spirit of the holiday season, to actually be grateful and to show goodwill towards your fellow man and woman. So I do like that attitude. But at the same time, yeah, we have to recognize the fact that some of us, despite the fact that we complain about things, and look, I'm not, saying that what I complain about, what I rant about over on the other channel, is not worth ranting about. It's just that there are various, degrees of issues going on throughout the world. Some are obviously more important than the others. Me complaining about a price of a fictional, digital vehicle in a game is, pickles, peanuts. Yeah, peanuts is the right one. Compared to people that are having to work, 2 or 3 jobs and are struggling, busting their ass, to try and provide, whether it's for themselves or for a family or for their pets, because, a lot of people consider their pets to be their family, and I totally get that too, because I got 2 cats and a dog. And there's people that hate their job. They go in every day, 9 to 5, working that cubicle, doing what they do. And, they do it because they have no choice but to do it. So, yeah. There's a lot more things going on in the world that are, I guess you could say, more important when it comes to the issues we're facing than some of the things that we tend to complain about in, first world countries, like first world problems. And I think, like, the real root of this, and I don't like to point my finger at anyone specifically, I would say it's the celebrity culture that really causes this issue, because you have all these reality shows, like the Kardashians, Jersey Shore. I don't know if these shows are still on the air or not. I don't really care. I never watched them. But shows like that, like the housewife shows, where you have people, obviously living a little bit better life than most people are living. And yet they complain about shit. And they complain about shit. Oh my God, this dress is too big, or I don't like the material of it, or oh my God, these shoes don't match my hat, or oh my God, I want that $5,000 puppy. Oh my God. Oh, my daddy only got me a Benz when I wanted a Lamborghini. Oh my God, shit like that. When it's sad that you have that, because you have young people that watch that crap, and then, in a way, they start to emulate it. And obviously, they can't emulate it to the same level because, unfortunately, most people aren't wealthy. Not everyone is a millionaire or a billionaire. Most people are lucky to have a few bucks in their pocket. But still, it does cause that attitude, like, oh, yes, well, I can't believe I have to wait in line for a coffee, or I can't believe that I couldn't get the Nintendo Classic last year. Yeah, I complain about that. And like I said, I'm guilty of it as well. I complain about shit all the time, and I get salty about it when, later on I just think about it, I'm like, I really shouldn't have got mad about that. I really shouldn't have, because, it was really not a big deal. And I could have gone the rest of my life without, that or this. It's just like, here's a prime example. I have a Super Nintendo Classic, right? And I even did a nostalgia vlog featuring some of the gameplay. And, of course, Nintendo, they had to throw a copyright claim on that, even though these games are ancient. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I haven't really played my Super Nintendo Classic in a while. Or my Switch. And so these are things that we value. But at the same time, I mean, I could probably say that I could have lived without the Super Nintendo Classic. I'd probably be okay. And I'll probably end up selling it on eBay for, like a few $1,000s. Well, at least I'll try to get 100 or something out of it, right? Yeah. But, like, with the Switch, I would say I'm kind of happy, even though I haven't played the Switch in a while. But here's the other thing, okay? There are people right now that are probably listening to this video that can't afford a Switch. Even if you can theoretically go buy a Switch, you can't afford it because you don't have the money to buy it, or your parents don't have the money to buy it. And you would love to have a Switch. You would love to have a Super Nintendo Classic. That's another prime example of, a first world problem. Like, oh no, woe is me. And I think it's just something that we all go through. We all complain about things, and at the end you look back and you're like, I really don't know why I was complaining about that to begin with. Or when people complain about having to go to school. And look, I didn't like going to school either. I hated it. I hated having to ride the bus But at the same time, I remember stories that my dad told me about how they didn't even have a bus and they had to walk to school. And like my grandfather, my papa, my granny, and them, they told me the same story about how they had to walk to school. And then you're thinking to yourself, well, you know what? I'm glad that I had a bus to get on to get to school a little bit faster than having to walk every day, because the schools I went to, even in my small hometown back in East Texas, weren't exactly down the street from my house because I lived out in the country. So yeah, I'm kind of happy about the fact that, I had, school buses to ride, even though I still have nightmares about being on a school bus. No, not like the Nightmare on Elm Street 2 nightmare where the bus driver turns into Freddy. No, just being on a school bus and dreaming that this is the dream. Me being an adult and actually I'm still in school, trapped forever for all time. Yeah, that's something we have to be grateful for. The fact that, I did have the ability to go to school, even though maybe we don't have the best public education in the world. At the same time, I am grateful for what I did learn, what I still remember. I'm grateful that, from school I developed a passion for history, that I did make some friends, I also made some enemies, and I had to deal with some, bullshit that I didn't like dealing with, just like a lot of people in school do. Like lousy teachers who really don't know what they're doing because they want to make a football coach, a science teacher, or a bus driver, and an algebra teacher because they focus so much on sports, because that's more important than education in public schools in America for some odd reason. Or bullying. Bullying was another issue that a lot of people, including myself, faced. And I even did a vlog about bullying a while back, in case you're wondering. So yeah, there are real problems that people face, like bullying, like having to deal with struggling to get by, and other mental problems as well. Mental problems, physical problems, like being handicapped, and that's something else. Okay, a lot of times, I complain about after working out, like, oh, I'm sore, oh, I don't feel like working out today, and even though I do try to work out 3 days a week, some days I complain about that, and then I have to remind myself, what? There are people out there that cannot walk. There are people out there confined to a wheelchair for the rest of their lives. There's people out there worse than that are paraplegics. And it's just a matter of perspective, You got to be grateful for what you do have. I mean, yeah, we all have issues. I mean, I wish I was a few inches taller because I'm only, 5'5". And some people are surprised by that. But yes, I'm a short fella. But, there are people out there shorter than me. I mean, there are people out there taller than me that complain about the same thing. They wish they were a few inches shorter because they wouldn't have to duck to go under doors and other issues. So, yeah, I mean, the grass is not always greener on the other side, as the old saying goes. And I'll probably use that one a few times in various vlogs. But once again, I am grateful for what I do have. I'm grateful that I do have, pretty blue eyes and a dreamy radio voice. And I got a pretty decent brain for the most part. A few screws are loose. It's okay. That's what happens. Age, wear and tear. And another thing. Okay, so another thing I complain about. Okay, since we're just throwing it all on the table, my other channel. The one I mainly focus on. That one. Where I play video games and I go over like anything regarding news wise for games like this, Grand Theft Auto Online or Red Dead Redemption 2, Mafia, Let's Plays, discuss videos, rants, that channel, which I obviously didn't really need to plug because most of you already subscribe to that channel. Sometimes I complain to myself, like, oh, it only got that many views, oh, only got 5,400 subscribers when other channels have way more. And that's another issue. That's another first world problem. Yes, I do think, and I like to believe that I do work very hard to make, hopefully, good quality or at the very least decent quality content that's worthy of you all subscribing to and watching and liking and leaving comments on, whether it's over here on this channel or over on the other channel. So I do my best. I don't claim to be 100% or perfect. But at the same time, I've had people that have left comments that like, yeah, you definitely deserve way more subs, and I agree. But there's nothing I can really do about it except for keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, look, what content creator would not want more subscribers? I mean, hell yeah, I want more subscribers. I want 10,000 subscribers. I want 100,000 subscribers. I want 100 bazillion subscribers one day. But at the same time, I have to pull myself back, and I have to, I guess, humble myself. And that's another thing you gotta do. Try and humble yourself. Because some people, you know, they think their shit don't stink. But bad news, it doesn't smell like roses, pal. It doesn't. All right, but the point is, I have to pull myself back, and I have to remember that over 5,400, nearly 500 people actually, nearly 5,500 people, 5,500 people almost on that other channel have taken the time out of their lives to subscribe to my channel. And maybe not all 5,500 people estimated watch every single video that I post. Some people prefer the Grand Theft Auto content or the Mafia content or my Discuss videos or my rant videos, etc., etc. But at the same time, I am grateful that anybody takes the time to watch any of my videos, especially over here. And I'm grateful to my 160-something subscribers on this channel. And to all of you that take the time to watch these videos, whether they're my vlogs or my movie reviews or my TV reviews. And yeah, you go and you look at some of the view numbers for some of those videos, and some of them got less than 20 views. Like last week's Crisis on Earth X, that did pretty good for me. I'm pretty happy about that, you know. I'm stoked about it. But at the same time, you know, I got to remember that each one of those views is one person. One person in this world that chose to watch that review, or chose to watch that vlog, or that rant, or that Let's Play I did, or that live stream. So it's important to humble yourself. It's important to realize that, yeah, I mean, you did not have to watch this. You didn't have to watch any of my stuff. You could have told me to fuck off and go watch somebody else. But you, yes you, chose to watch me. And that means a lot to me. It really does. Whether you subscribed over here on my Go Burns VNR channel or on the other channel, I really do appreciate it. And of course, everyone that follows me on Twitter or like the Facebook page, or those of you over on Discord. We're still trying to grow Discord. It's a work in progress, just like me. But yeah, I think that's the thing. You know, when you're complaining about something like, oh my God, I can't believe my mom or my dad wouldn't let me go do this or go do that, because that's another issue. I've noticed that some of my friends that have kids, you spoil them a little too much. It seems like, my God, I can't believe he just got his daughter that or this or that. I'm like, dude, there's nothing wrong with a little discipline. There's nothing wrong with making the kid realize that they cannot have every fucking thing in the world. Okay? Because you raise somebody like that, even if you are trying to be the best parent ever, they're going to grow up and they're going to expect everything. And that's what happens when you spoil a kid too much. And look, I was spoiled by my grandparents. Okay? I was. But at the same time, you know, I wasn't always spoiled. So, spoiling a little is okay. But at the same time, don't give them every damn thing they ask for. You know, especially if they're asking for your credit card number because they want to buy some shark cards or some loot crates. Don't do it. You know, sometimes, you spare the rod, as they say. And I'm not saying or condoning you becoming a very abusive parent. I think abusive parents are bad. That's the other extreme when it comes to parenting, besides spoiling. I think some discipline is good. And I think it's okay to say no sometimes to a kid. Because the truth is, as you grow up, that word is going to become a very common thing for a lot of us. No. You ask somebody out on a date, they say no. You try and get that job, they say no. You want to get this? No. You don't have a good enough credit score, or this or that. Unfortunately, a lot of us are very familiar with the word no. And I think that the problem is when parents spoil their kids, they don't know that word no. All they know is yes, yes, dear, yes, 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 child, yes, junior, whatever your kid is. And that adds to the problem. What we're talking about, first world problems. Whether it's a reality TV show, promoting, these, spoiled, rotten, POS, movie star kids, or wives, or whatever. Or when you're spoiling a child, yeah, I mean, it's adding to the issue, because they're going to grow up and they're going to complain about shit that really isn't that important in the grand scheme of things. when there's definitely real things, even in first world countries, worth complaining about, worth addressing, as I pointed out already. The fact that there are plenty of people out there in my country that are struggling financially. And there's people out there on the side of the roads, begging for money. The problem is you don't know if they're legit or if they're trying to hustle you. And that's one reason why I don't give money to them anymore, because I don't know if this is a real person that is truly down on their luck and they've lost everything. They lost the job, the wife left them, or the husband left them. Or is it just somebody trying to pull one over? Because there's a lot of scammers out there that take advantage of people, and they'll go put on some clothes that they got at the Goodwill. They'll go get a piece of cardboard and they'll say, please help, God bless. And you think that they're homeless when the truth is they, after they're done, and this has been proven several times, and it's not always the case, but people do this, once they're done, panhandling, they get in their Lexus or they get in their nice car and then they drive off, obviously, they pulled one over on you. Let's just like a video game publisher, right? But yeah, it's important for us to think about those issues and hopefully address them, because I do think that there are problems that we have throughout the world, in first world countries, third world countries, that we should focus on, we should try and resolve. And I don't know, it's not easy, because these are problems that have been around for a very long time now, probably since the dawn of civilization itself. Intolerance, hatred, war, oppression, depression. And that's another thing, because we have it pretty good overall, despite some issues in my country, despite the fact that there is the reality of people that do suffer even in the U.S. Overall, we do have it better than a lot of other countries, but nothing lasts forever, as the old saying goes. And that's what we're going to conclude this vlog with. The fact is, just because you're a first world country today doesn't mean you're going to be a first world country tomorrow. Case in point, look at history. As I love history, by the way, we have the stock market crash in the late 1920s, 1929, which ultimately led to the Great Depression. And that affected a lot of countries throughout the world. People went from having jobs to homes and even a car, because cars were just becoming a thing back in the 20s, with mass production, Model Ts and stuff. And unfortunately, people started losing their homes, and they started losing their cars, and they started losing their jobs, and they had to get into soup lines. I mean, there's photos of people in soup lines, people in shanty towns or Hoovervilles, or people packing up and heading out west to California, trying to try and turn life around. So yeah, shit can go bad real quick, whether it's a economic issue that develops, say in Wall Street, or a war breaks out, because we do have the prospect of a potential war with North Korea. I mean, they continue to saber rattle. Trump, he continues to saber rattle as well. And when you have several people on opposing sides saber rattling, it's only a matter of time before those sabers clash. And if that happens, then at this very moment, we have no idea how that war is going to pan out. I mean, they had no idea how the Great War was going to go. They even said the war was going to be over by Christmas when it kicked off. And it went on for several years and costed millions of people their lives. And those people before then probably lived relatively okay, because, the Industrial Revolution transpired in the 1800s. So, I mean, they probably weren't living as good as we are. They obviously didn't have the same technology we got, but they're probably doing all right for themselves. But then, war changed all that. And it can happen again, because history has a way of repeating itself. So just because it seems like a small, minor conflict between North Korea, Japan, South Korea, China, the U.S., Russia, it can cause a domino effect. Just like the assassination of one archduke back in, over 100 years ago in Europe. No one would have thought that killing one archduke and his wife would have led to a great war that ultimately would have cost millions of people their lives, and ultimately threw countries into a state of depression. But yeah, so you should always be mindful and grateful of where we are right now, because it may not be this way tomorrow. Everyone that complains about things like, oh my God, I can't believe like Red Dead Redemption 2 didn't come out this fall. I can't believe we have to wait till spring 2018 or possibly even fall 2018. Yeah, that would suck. As a fellow gamer, I really do want to play Red Dead Redemption 2. Even though there are some concerning issues coming from Take-Two regarding microtransactions and other things as well, at the same time. That may be the least of our problems going into 2018 if war breaks out or, you know, the economy collapses or some other shit or an asteroid falls from the sky and, you know, wipes us all out.